Hi everybody, I'm Jesus.
My name is Anna.
And we are Shea Nunez.
And Shea Nunez is a business that's all about helping artists make their brands look beautiful.
Alright, in this video we're going to talk about a few things like time management, how to set goals, how to even start. And so by the end of this video you should have 3 takeaways, 3 things that you can do to get the wheels turning.
Yep, 3 things and a downloadable worksheet. Hopefully you find it helpful. Time management is something that we've heard is a common struggle in our community. It just so happens that it's a topic that we love to nerd out about.
Oh yeah.
So we felt like this would be a good topic for today's video.
Yeah.
Why don't you kick us off with our first piece of advice when it comes to just overcoming that overwhelm that is so commonly felt by people who are just trying to run their business.
Yep.
They're feeling overwhelmed by a lot of stuff.
Yes. A common thing that people have said is, I just don't know how I have the time to do any of these things. And some of that is, some of it is, yeah, you're probably really busy.
Yeah.
We're all really busy. Some of it also is feeling overwhelmed of like, I just don't even know if I have the energy to start.
Like a lack of motivation.
Lack of motivation, yes, and intimidation. First thing is, convince yourself to work on whatever it is you need to work on for 2 minutes. And I know it sounds kind of stupid, kind of weird, kind of seems like, what am I going to accomplish in 2 minutes? The point of the exercise, the point of convincing yourself to start with 2 minutes is that once you get the wheels turning, you're going to want to keep working on something. The reason why it's 2 minutes is because it seems like a small enough amount of time where you're like, I'm not going to expel that much energy.
You can wrap your brain around.
Right, you can wrap your brain around it, and also your brain is wired in a way for survival, to conserve calories and conserve energy as much as possible. So it's like honestly like a psychological,
if you tell yourself like, I'm going to
instinctual thing.
Do this for an hour, you're like going to lose before you even start.
Right, because you're trying to conserve energy. So convince yourself to work on whatever it is you got to start working on for 2 minutes.
Yeah, we've used this trick before and it does work, because what happens is like you set that 2-minute timer, you're like, I'm just gonna do this for 2 minutes just to move the needle a little bit today. And then what you find is like, you start to build momentum and you start to get into it, and then when that 2-minute timer goes off, you're like, I'll just keep working for 5 more.
Exactly.
And then you're like, it's an hour later and I feel so good, I accomplished what I wanted to do. So
what I think is really cool about this too is that you can use this for literally anything, whether it's like you need to spend time I'll do this for myself with working on music, where just some days I don't feel like it. So I'll just convince myself just 2 minutes. And then I can check it off the list and say that I worked on it a little bit. It works for going to the gym, works for like...
well, maybe not going to the gym, but...
Or just working out. I'm just saying like, I'll work out for 2 minutes. Or, hey, I'm going to research meals for 2 minutes.
I'm going to make an email newsletter.
Yeah, I'm going to work on my emails for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
It's like a measurable goal, so...
And it's an easy win that you can just check off. All right, on to number 2. Anna, tell us about it.
Yes, our second piece of advice is to set broader goals and deadlines for yourself and then work backwards from them. We love this method. We've used it a lot in our business, where we'll just throw a date on a calendar. We'll set a deadline for a launch. We will, just commit to the goal of having a deadline for something and then work our way back. So whether that's like a yearly goal and we're working, then you have to parcel out like, okay, in order to accomplish this in a year, what do I need to accomplish in this quarter by quarter time frame? Then you can break that down into weeks, and you can break that down to days. So that's kind of a nice way of like working backwards and figuring out like, if I want to get to B, where do I need to start?
If you want to launch a collection of art 2 months from now, what's it going to take to be able to get to that?
How many pieces do I need to make? So you can make those bigger goals and work backwards in time increments. You can also set goals based on like finances, of like, if I need to make this much money, how many collections do I need to launch?
How many pieces
do I need to sell? And then that's going to affect how you market. So we love that idea of just kind of spreading things out, looking at things from a big picture perspective, and then giving yourself some actionable takeaways. Another fun tip within that,
this one's really good,
that parameter of using deadlines to build some momentum for yourself is to simply set public deadlines. So that might sound a little scary, but truthfully, Jesus and I have launched quite a few things in our business by announcing them and then creating them, because it kind of holds our feet to the fire, and we, if you tell someone about it, you have to do it.
Yeah,
So.
it's like a social accountability where you have to, now that it's out of your head and now it's into the world, everybody has this expectation that can keep you accountable to, like, you said you're gonna do it.
That's a good trick. If you tell everyone you're gonna send them a newsletter on the 1st of every month, like we do.
Or a YouTube video every Friday.
Like,
make sure to like and subscribe.
Rain or shine, you have to commit to that. And that can just be such a good momentum builder. So work backwards, set some public deadlines. That all falls within advice number 2 that we have for you. Now, moving on, our 3rd piece of advice. Jesus, what do you have for us?
Yeah, this comes from this author that I love. His name is Stephen Covey. He has this book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which sounds really, really boring.
This book is like.
But this book was literally, it is an anthem for me because it's one of the first books that really made me view my time and also just my life in a different perspective. One of the things that he talks about is having roles and having goals. One of the most consistent ways that I've thought about this for probably the last decade is
compartmentalize.
Yeah, how do you compartmentalize your time? So for example, I have different roles in my life. I have a role of, I am a co-owner of a business. I'm a co-owner of Chez Nunez. I'm a husband. I'm a friend. I'm a musician. I have some music projects with my personal project and my band. So I have my roles and then I have goals within each one of those categories. So for example, I'll use the husband example.
Okay.
So if my goal is to be a really good husband, I have to set the goal of saying I need to take Anna out on a date this week in order for me to just be able to say that I've been responsible with this role that I have, that I've been given or that I've chosen to participate in.
I'm like, you have to take me out on a date.
I am obligated. No, but I know in order to be like a good loving husband.
For you to like further the progress in that area of your life.
Yep. So if I want to be a musician, right? If I want Jesus, my solo project to work, every week I need to know like what's at least one thing that I can do, and within this role, what is the one thing that I'm going to do this week, or 2 or 3 or 5. Honestly, I don't really think having a concise list is probably more helpful than like a long list.
And so you break this down by week to week. So
I do it every single week of saying like, this week, what's it look like? As a friend, do I need to pick up the phone and call my best friend? What do I need to do for my business? For Chez Nunez, what do I need to do for whatever it is that you're working on, if it's art, and then also like your personal life or your relationships, your friendships, your whatever those roles are. Figure out what the goals are for each week. Make sure that you're attending to everything that's important to you in your life.
That's awesome. I love the idea of like looking at each week, like doing this kind of at the top of the week and figuring out like these are my categories of things that matter to me, and like trying not to make it like too overwhelming, because I'm such a like to-do list person. I tend to oh my gosh, but I can make some like crazy to-do lists and then I don't.
You're good at it.
Good at it, but then almost too good at it, because then I end the week and I'm like, what did I even do? Because I like have this long list and it just runs into the next list.
And sometimes it's overwhelming too, and your list is so long that you almost
it
feel
rolls
like
over and you feel
it rolls over and you feel like, well, I guess I just didn't accomplish anything this week.
But when you have like, these are what matter, and like what's 1 to 3 things that I can do this week
just to start off,
just to keep sustaining this momentum in my life.
Even if you just started with one thing in each category,
just one thing a week.
That way that you can give it attention and feed that role that you're, the thing that you love doing, whether it's art or you feel like I don't even know where to start. And just find one thing that you can work on.
And I just love that it like makes you break things off into like all these different categories that matter to you, so that you're not just thinking about like Anna the business owner and I'm only working on things in that area to where you neglect all the other categories too. So like isn't progress just about like slow, incremental, one thing at a time, like day by day?
Okay, so I'll challenge you real quick. I want you to sit down and spend 2 minutes to work on the worksheet that we have linked in the bio. I want you to just spend 2 minutes, write out all your roles, and then maybe you have enough time to just fill out some goals under those roles. We'll
put all of our like bullet point pieces of advice, and we'll make some pretty categories for you to kind of plug in
Yeah.
what's important to you. But yeah, gosh, time management, especially when you're just a solo creative entrepreneur, it can just feel like such a weight. So I really hope that this video can also offer you the reminder that like you're not alone in this. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Go for a walk, drink a glass of water, breathe. You're doing meaningful work in the world, and progress is just one baby step at a time. Slow progress is still progress. So be consistent, keep doing what you're doing. Check out the description for this worksheet. Like, subscribe, comment, all those things. And we will see you next Friday for another video.
Okay, if you have a challenge, if you want to make,
You're like accountability.
yeah, hey, I'm into accountability. If you want public accountability, write in the comments, what is the thing that you're gonna do? What's your goal?
What's your next deadline?
What's your next deadline?
You got this.
We believe in you.
Talk to you soon. Bye.